It started with a letter. No sender, no return address, just William's name written in deep red ink. Inside was a single sentence. Return to Black Hollow before the veil thins, or face what you left behind. William hadn't thought about Black Hollow in years, a forgotten mining town deep in the woods where he grew up and escaped. Against his better judgment, he packed a bag and drove through twisting backroads until the forest grew too thick for sunlight. By dusk, he arrived. The town looked abandoned. Houses crumbled, windows shattered, trees overtook streets. And yet, he felt watched. That night, in the house where he grew up, William heard whispers through the walls. He followed the sounds into the basement, where his childhood drawings still hung. But they had changed. The stick figures now had faces twisted in pain, eyes hollow. On the wall was a new message scratched into the wood. You never buried them. They remember. Suddenly, footsteps upstairs. But William was alone. Wasn't he? He crept upstairs and saw muddy footprints leading out the door. They matched his own. But he hadn't been out. William began exploring the town, hoping to find someone, anyone, alive. At the church, he found pews rotted and filled with crows. Behind the altar was a trapdoor. Beneath it, a spiral staircase led to old mining tunnels. He remembered now the day the mine collapsed. He and his friends had gone exploring. Only he made it out. The town blamed a gas explosion, but the truth was worse. Something had woken beneath the earth, and it had taken the others. And now it was still there, waiting. The walls pulsed like they were breathing. A whispering wind echoed with his friends' voices. William, why did you leave us? Figures emerged from the darkness. Not quite human, twisted versions of his old friends. Faces pale, mouths sewn shut with wire, eyes pleading. He ran, stumbling into a chamber where black crystals jutted from the ground. A nest. In the center sat the thing that had taken them. A writhing, eyeless mass of limbs and mouths, feeding on guilt, memory, and soul. It spoke directly into his mind. You were the key, William. You brought us home. William fled back into the forest, but the trees had changed. They curved inward, trapping him. The sky darkened. The town wasn't letting him go. He made one final choice. He returned to the church, stood above the trapdoor, and lit the old altar with gasoline and fire. The earth shook. Screams echoed. The forest howled. Flames consumed Black Hollow as William collapsed outside the town's border. When he awoke, it was morning. The town was gone, not burned, just never there. But etched into the bark of a nearby tree were the words, "We'll return next veil." The walls pulsed like they were breathing. A whispering wind echoed with his friends' voices. William, why did you leave us? Figures emerged from the darkness. Not quite human, twisted versions of his old friends. Faces pale, mouths sewn shut with wire, eyes pleading. He ran, stumbling into a chamber where black crystals jutted from the ground. A nest. In the center sat the thing that had taken them. A writhing, eyeless mass of limbs and mouths,